This film, made for the Gloucester Rotary Club in 1947, gives us a unique insight into the life in the city at that period. A beautifully produced feature that covers many aspects of everyday existence in the post-war environment. The Bull Inn, Bull Lane off Westgate Street. Number 20 College Green in Cathedral Close. New Inn Lane off Northgate Street, showing the north elevation of the historic New Inn. Number 66 Westgate Street. A Victorian mock Tudor building on the corner of College Street and Westgate Street, viewed from between the massive columns of the Shire Hall facade. Cathedral Tower as seen from College Court. The court was the medieval Ironmonger's Row that led to St Michael's Gateway. St Mary's Lane. Westgate Street. According to local tradition, the gabled building is said to have been the lodging house of Bishop John Hooper prior to his execution in nearby St Mary's Square in 1555. The building now forms part of the Gloucester Folk Museum. The north side of Cathedral Precincts. A narrow alleyway running below the timber-framed little cloister house, now stopped up. The south porch of the cathedral from College Green. The porch was built in the early 15th century and became the main public access into the Abbey Church. Visitors still use this access point today. The New Inn, Northgate Street, one of 3 great inns built by the Abbey of St Peter to accommodate visitors to the city during the 15th century. The New Inn was built in about 1430. It's said to be the finest surviving example of a galleried courtyard inn in England, and was capable of accommodating up to 200 people. The Fleece Hotel, Westgate Street, also built by St Peter's Abbey towards the end of the 15th century. Beneath the eastern range of buildings lies the Monk's Retreat, which has been described as the most unusual bar in England. It occupies what is a tunnel-vaulted 12th century undercroft, supported on round Norman pillars. This originally would have been a fireproof workshop and storage area used by a medieval merchant. Northgate Street, west side. 50-shilling tailors with the Adiga Inn on the left. Northgate Street with Bon Marché store on the right, on the corner of the entrance to the Oxbow. Westgate Street looking towards the cross, beyond which is Eastgate Street. Southgate Street, looking towards the cross. General traffic congestion and a number 26 bus en route to Bristol. A policeman on point duty was a familiar sight for many years at this junction, which has been described as one of the busiest crossroads in England. Even though traffic lights were installed, at busy periods these were switched off, and a policeman then directed traffic to improve the flow of the vehicles. King's Square. The Oxbow from King's Square, looking towards Northgate Street, where the mock Tudor facade of Boots the Chemist can be seen. King's Square and the Oxbow were formed between 1927 and 1929, following the demolition of many old shops and slum dwellings. It then became the main city centre car park and bus station. The cinema building in St Aldate Street, which encloses the north side of the square. The cinema construction began before the outbreak of war in 1939, but was not completed and opened until 1956. Flower Garden at the junction of Stroud Road and Tuffley Avenue. The City War Memorial at the junction of Park Road and Park End Road. Behind is Gloucester Park. Finlay Road School was first established in 1931. but moved into the building seen here in 1933. By 1938, it had an attendance of some 650 pupils. By 1952, the school was reorganised into separate junior and infants. The school was built to serve the new housing estate of White City. The Crypt Grammar School at Podsmead. This is the oldest school in the city. It was founded in 1539 in a purpose-built building adjacent to St Mary de Crypt Church in Southgate Street. It later moved to Friar's Orchard in the city centre and transferred to this new building on the southern outskirts of the city in 1943.